Hey there! I'm going to read Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. This book was written in 1963. One of my favorite books. Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called out to him, "Wild thing!" And Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to his bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still!" And he tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus begin." And they're dancing all night. And they're hanging from the trees. And they're partying. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be somewhere someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." And the wild things roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat, and he waved goodbye. And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day, into the night of his very own room, where he found that his supper was still waiting for him. And it was still hot. And that is Where the Wild Things Are. My favorite book, written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak in 1963.